22.
Look
2 points, Firehouse. Goal line marks. Fouls called by Burns, 23. That's Firehouse, second. Team's in for the injury, number 34, Braden Salfeld. Number 55, Sam Gibson. Also checking in for the Colonels, number 11, goalkeeper, number 32, Nick Boyston. Foul call on the Indians. Number 20, Dylan Ellinghouse. That's his second. For the Indians. For 0, Zach Arlen. Number 11, Jalen Wall. Checking in for the Colonels. Number 10, David Hope. Number 15, Mitchell Atkins. Nick Boyson out of line. He's shooting a 1 plus a bonus. Boyson makes 2. points to that off. Basket on Cards. Basketball on that off.
Hands off, White.
2 points, Gibson. Three-point threes. England's calling 30-second timeout. Fast ball in the girls' 25. Big France is second. Team's first that they have. At the line, number 20, Dylan Harlan, shooting 2. Back in the game for the girls, number 32, Nick Boyson. Three-point foul. 15, Mitchell Atkins. Goal by Reed. Basket by Gibson. Sam Gibson at the line, shooting 2. Checking in again for the Indians, number 34, Braden Softball. Last call on the Colonels, number 2, Alexander Parks, his first, team's 5th.
Ben? Not listening, Ben?
He's got no clue.
Ben. Hello, Ben.
Earth the Ben. Oh, Ben's got Skyline.
Yeah.
We're
no
all
onions.
eating like champions up here.
Well, if he wants a pizza, Rob's got extra pizza down there. But Ben didn't get any onions, which I like. So.
You didn't get onions?
But you know what? He pulled the same bull crap you did.
No onions?
He didn't. He didn't bring me. He's like you. He didn't bring me any.
That's reckless. No onions? How do you eat that? There's no texture to it.
That's good.
What in the world? You people.
How the heck can Donovan
You
Stocks?
can't do onions in Skyline, man. That ain't right.
What?
Oh, no.
No onions? You don't. You go no onions too?
Not in Skyline, man. Not Skyline. The onions in Skyline are
What
terrible.
kind of crew am I hanging around here?
Doug, thank you.
Hey, I'm from the home of the original Skyline, by the way. I
Ben.
grew up and live about 2.5 miles from the original Skyline.
All right. I'll give it to you.
I know the Lampredi brothers. I know I'm actually in the minority here. I can't stand their onions. They just overpower everything.
Paul, nice to meet you.
Well, we hope. We hope one day.
Jeff coached basketball in 9 degrees and 10 degrees.
You rap for him?
I did.
Oh, well, how many times did you get Texas? Never?
Listen, I was at Highlands. You were a student David and Slaughter. When I was a junior team. Great family, great brothers and family. So.
Hanging around. Hey, great to meet you, too. Great to meet you.
Hello. Nope.
All right, hey.
Yeah.
Do you want to get the? Do you need to check levels or anything?
Yeah. Well, I don't see.
You should have nothing right now.
Oh yeah. Can you pull us up?
Yeah. Let me mute my guy here real quick.
1. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Park Hills, Kentucky for tonight's high school basketball matchup between your Covington Catholic Colonels and Holy Cross. We are here in Park Hills tonight because of a malfunction over at the Holy Cross gym. The roof, I believe, was a rain issue. Correct, Dan?
Yeah, the TP is leaking down at the fin, as they say.
So we are here in Park Hills. It's another home game for the Colonels. Maybe a sparse crowd tonight. It's finals week for the Colonels, so we'll have to deal with those conditions as they present themselves. But Covington Catholic on the court looking to keep the momentum going from a big win on Saturday down at Mason County High School against Beckley Prep. Covington Catholic played maybe their most complete game of the year against Beckley, walled up on defense, scored just enough points to come away with the win, and shot well from the free throw line to seal the game up. They contained a very explosive guard for Beckley. Grant Diskin and the rest of the Colonels doing their jobs on the defensive end of the basketball. And now here tonight against Holy Cross, you start to get into some familiarity with teams in the district and the 9th region. Dan?
Paul, it's good to be with you on the Colonel Athletic Network, in the Colonel Faithful and the Big Blue Colonel Nation tonight down here in Park Hills for basketball action in the 9th region. As you stated, down in Mason County, bounce back game, played a much more complete game, shot 53% from the field, 43% from 3, and 79% from the free throw line. Won the battle of the boards against a team that had more size than us, and had 14 turnovers, double-digit turnovers, Paul. But you know, the team that we played, the Beckley team, was as athletic, almost not as athletic as Oak Hill, but they were darn athletic. So Colonels come back tonight, try to put together a two-game winning streak against a team in their district, a seeding game. They're playing the Holy Cross, which is a very young team, inexperienced. Currently, they're 1-3. Their one win was over Mercer County. They've lost to, locally here, they've lost to Bishop Brossard and to Highlands and Oldham County.
And Covington Catholic on the other side comes in with a 2-3 record, a couple of maybe surprising losses for the Colonels. Opened the season with the 1-point loss to Lexington Catholic, and then a loss against LaSalle here at home was a puzzling loss for the Colonels. And you feel like that game against LaSalle was a game that this program doesn't usually lose. It's a game where you kind of came out of it and you felt like LaSalle, and it was what Coach Scott Rusatz was telling me before the game on Saturday against Beckley when I had a chance to talk to him. He was saying those kinds of games against LaSalle can't happen where you just get out-toughed throughout the game.
Yeah, we talked about that after the game, and then down in Mason County on Saturday when we had a little time before the delay of the game. But that, Scott's teams don't usually get out tough.
No.
I mean, we have talent, but one thing he stresses is mental toughness and physical toughness, and he demands that. And that's a great. That's a teaching point for young men who are 15, 16, 17 years old. The mental toughness part of it. And he challenges guys, and we usually don't get out toughed mentally and physically. We did against Friday. I'm sure they used that as a learning experience based on how we battled back and came back against a really good team on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those things where maybe you need a little extra motivation out of the locker room, maybe a little extra point to be made from Coach Rusatz, where you sit the players down in the locker room and you say, hey, guys, this is our expectation as a program, and frankly, we may have come short of that against LaSalle, and if you want to be successful going forward throughout the rest of the season, accomplish this team's goals both through the district, the region, and into the state tournament, you got to play with that extra mental edge, because that's what can really separate teams that may be equal as far as physicality or talent on the court.
Well, and that's where guys learn from the seniors and captains. The Grant and Neil, they have got to be, that's where they've got to, the younger guys who are just now getting some experience need to step up and have conversations with them whether that's heated or maybe privately, however that may be, you got to have that conversation. You got to coach to it.
Holy Cross and Covington Catholic just a few minutes away from tip-off. You can watch this game. You can go to Covington Catholic's Facebook page or follow CovCath B-Ball on Twitter, or just go to YouTube and search Covington Catholic High School for the school's YouTube channel, and you can watch tonight's game. Or if you're in the car or anywhere else, you can listen as you always do on Mixlr. Dan and I will step away for just a moment as the national anthem is sung and the starting lineups are introduced. We'll be back for tip in just a moment on the Colonel Athletic Network.
Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the love you have for us. We thank you for the gift of our Lord and Savior, Jesus, who by his holy cross he has redeemed the world. He whose birthday we celebrate next week is Mary wrapped the first Christmas present. And we pray that we may make room for him in our hearts, and that we may grow in our love for you, Lord, our love for others and for ourselves, and that everything we do it for Jesus. And we ask you, Lord, to bless these athletes, give them strength and perseverance. We ask you, Lord, that for them and for all of us, that sports may serve its purpose, that it may be of service of us to make us better people, people of virtue, the best version of ourselves. And as we gather here tonight, Lord, as your children, brothers and sisters in Christ, we ask our Mother Mary to watch over us, keep us safe, and always lead us to you as we ask for her intercession as we pray together. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. We love you, Lord Jesus, and we exalt this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your hats to honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad for the playing of our national anthem. And now the starters for the Indians. At guard number 2, Brendan.
Starting lineup for the Holy Cross Indians. We'll go first to last here. Brandon McClendon starting. Caden Castleman, Jacob Meyer, Nate Niehaus, and Jeremiah Hicks for Holy Cross. And one of the key outages or exceptions to this Holy Cross lineup, Trent Gabbard, not in the lineup tonight for Holy Cross, out with a concussion in concussion protocol. So Holy Cross missing one of their keys, and Trent Gabbard. And on the other side for Covington Catholic, Noah Hoopman not playing in tonight's game. He's out with an illness. So both teams a little under the weather as we get going here on this Tuesday night. The student section, like I said, maybe a little under the weather due to the finals this week. Donovan Stocks, Grant Diskin, Neil Green, Chandler Starks and Colin McHale starting for Covington Catholic. Colin McHale, somebody, Dan, that you feel like can really take a big leap as this season really gets underway.
Yeah, and his experience as a sophomore stepping in to the varsity starting lineup can be pressure packed. You know, he did show a little bit there in the fourth quarter. Against Beckley down in Mason County. Good kid. You want the best for him. You see all the physical attributes and talents that he has, and you know he'll put it together. But you know, I think maybe a little bit of pressure was put on him out of the gate, both by himself and by the expectations. But hey, you have expectations when you come to Covington and you're a sophomore and can play, I guess.
Yep. Neil Green will go out to the jump circle now. Be met by Jeremiah Hicks. Covington Catholic in the white with the blue trim down the sides, blue numbers, blue letters. Holy Cross in the black jerseys, red numbers, red letters. And at 7:36 p.m., Covington Catholic wins the tip. Chandler Starks controls. Donovan Stocks has it at midcourt going right to left. Covington Catholic has the ball first. Colin McHale feeds Neil Green underneath for an easy two from the low block. Good screen to free up Green, and Neil Green gets the Colonels on the board, but quickly back the other way. Brandon McClendon in transition. A bucket for Holy Cross to tie the game up, and he got fouled, so he'll go to the line for one.
That play on offense was remnants of a lot of plays that Covington does right out of the gate on their first possession, where they send a back screen, back pick on for their big man, who then rolls back to the basket, and they found him.
Colin McHale driving the right side of the lane, now popping outside, picking the ball up, right point for Neil Green, and they'll reset. Donovan Stocks, top of the key. Man-to-man defense for Holy Cross right now. Colin McHale outside, he'll take a three, right wing, no. Neil Green tipping the rebound around, he can't control it. Ball finds the hands of Jacob Meyer, and an outlet pass up the way to Caden Castleman. But a travel by Holy Cross turns the ball back over to the Colonels.
Yep. Yeah, that was, by McHale stepping in there, caused the walk. He wasn't ready for that, so he shuffled his feet.
McHale inbounds into the backcourt. Donovan Stocks. Stocks brings the ball into the front court. McHale, right side, has Diskin now. Diskin driving to the lane. Right hand layup, good for two. What a bucket by Grant Diskin. And quickly the other way, McClendon comes down the lane, kicks into the corner. Caden Castleman, he'll drive. Colin McHale rejects it, and Grant Diskin comes away with it. No numbers, but he finds Green in transition, who throws it down. Neil Green.
In transition, testing the springs in Park Hills early. I thought we were in Lexington.
A few months before that, Dan. A few months too early. Jacob Meyer kicking into the corner. Three ball for the Indians. Rattles halfway down and out. Donovan Stocks gets the board. He'll bring it up. No pressure from Holy Cross down the court. Underneath it goes to Chandler Starks, who finds the left side of the lane, and he lays it in for two with his right hand from the left side. And folks, just a minute and a half into this game, it's 8-2 Covcath, and they're rolling early with 6:21 left in the first quarter.
30-second timeout called by the Indians. Get their guys under control. Easy baskets they've given up to us here. Everything's been on drives. So I'm sure coach is saying, we can't give up layups. We're going to have to at least make them beat us from outside. We have a significant size advantage. Their biggest player out there is about 6'1", and we've got, Donovan 6'3", McHale 6'3", Stark 6'4", and Kramer. I call him Kramer all the time. Neil 6'5". Cosmo Kramer, he's my guy. I call him that because when he was an 8th grader in freshman, he had that high like Kramer.
Oh yeah.
The guy on Seinfeld. Now his hair's not as high as it used to be.
2-1-2 pressure from the Colonels. Full court as Caden Castleman brings the ball into the front court. Grant Diskin pokes it away. Steal for the Colonels. Diskin down the lane, and he is fouled going to the bucket. Doesn't make the shot. And he'll shoot a couple free throws with 6:09 left in the first quarter. Diskin will go to the line. First time tonight for the Colonels that they'll be at the charity stripe.
Picked the Indian pocket, took the ball to the rack hard, got fouled hard. Got to go earn them.
Disc into the line, bounces the ball a couple of times, shots up, and it's off the front of the rim. Grant Diskin on the season, just under 92%. You know, he's 22 for 25. Make it 23 for 26. He makes the second. 9-2 Covcath lead with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Up the way come the Indians. Along the baseline, Holy Cross. Ball stolen by Chandler Starks. Outlet pass up to Diskin, and he'll walk it into the front court. Tap his chin to indicate the offense for the Colonels. Left side, Colin McHale. Feeding underneath to Neil Green. Spins to the bucket. Easy lay-in for Neil Green from the left side of the hoop. And the Colonels now with an 11-2 lead. Up the way comes Holy Cross. Bit out of control to Nate Niehaus, but he collects. Across the court it goes. Underneath to Holy Cross, a one-handed alley-oop type pass. Alley-oop didn't find the bottom of the net, and on the rebound, a jump ball. Brandon McClendon and Chandler Starks were there, and it'll stay down on this right end with the Indians. Covcath won the tip, and Holy Cross will inbound here. 5:31 left in the first quarter, 9-point lead for the home team. Holy Cross, the visitors here tonight. Off the inbound, Nate Niehaus tries a long three. Neil Green comes away with the rebound off the left side of the rim. Grant Diskin, left side of the court. He'll walk it up the way. Now he'll go into the middle of the court. Neil Green at the free throw line, gets the ball, dribbles to the hoop, spins to the left side of the hoop, has his shot deflected, no good. And Jeremiah Hicks comes down with it. Up the way it goes. Nate Niehaus, right wing, he'll take a long three off the right side of the rim, no good. Chandler Starks comes away with it. And again, Diskin into the front court. 4:58 left in the first quarter. Covcath 9-point lead. Diskin will pull up for three, short. Neil Green tipping it around. Ball goes off of Green's hand and out of bounds. And Holy Cross will have the ball with 4:50 left as Reese Murphy checks in for a substitution of the night for either team. Neil Green comes off.
Trip before, Neil rolled and he spun back into the defender, but he shot with the hand that was to the defender and shoot instead of using his left hand. He uses that left hand. I believe he scores.
Foul off the inbound, and Holy Cross will still control the ball. That's a foul on Reese Murphy as Holy Cross brought the ball up. And now a sideline inbound right in front of the Covcath student section. Grant Diskin on the ball, and it's inbounded to Caden Castleman on the left wing. Castleman down the lane, splits the defense. Chandler Starks posts it away, and it goes off of Castleman's leg and out of bounds. Great defensive play by Chandler Starks.
What do you think the crazies are? Are they like Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds?
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's like a nerd night.
I guess.
I don't know what. The bow ties, the button-up shirts, the long sleeves with the khaki shorts. I mean, I kind of like it.
Black rim glasses.
Reese Murphy down in the corner. Colin McHale left corner. Joey Mosier will take a three ball, and he'll hit it. Joey Mosier.
That hit nothing. I mean, you talk about a shot, folks. If you're not watching it on TV, that thing didn't hit anything.
Joey Mosier. Jeremiah Hicks down the lane, kicking it into the corner. Brandon McClendon. He'll float one up. Front rim, no. Chandler Starks comes away with it. Grant Diskin. And he'll pull it out.
Officially, it's nerd night. Nerd night.
Oh, so I was right.
Yes.
How about that? Chandler Starks,
pick.
beautiful lay-in off an assist from Reese Murphy. And it's 16-2 Covington Catholic right now. Covcath on a 14-0 run. Jeremiah Hicks, a floater off the left side of the rim. And a rebound by Joey Mosier. He's fouled as he went up for it.
You know, you like the sharing of the basketball there by Reese and distributing it to the open player. Looks like, yeah, Holy Cross is going to go into a zone. Probably a wise move. Thinking about Holy Cross is they're getting some open looks. They're just not knocking down shots.
Joey Mosier, here's Jay Jackson, gives up the shot. Reese Murphy, Jackson. Holy Cross has dropped into a 2-3 zone. Outside, Walker Horn. Jay Jackson with it, top of the key. Jackson to Joey Mosier, and he'll reset at midcourt. 3:14 left in the first quarter. Jackson, right side it goes to Horn. Brings it out at the point. Chandler Starks free throw line. He'll drive to the hoop. Left-handed
Nice.
layup. Good for 2, and it's 18-2.
If Neal would have used that same move, using his left hand a couple trips early, he would have had a better chance of scoring.
Long 3 ball from Jacob Meyer comes off the front of the rim. Chandler Starks the rebound. Kick into the corner. Joey Mosier drives the right baseline. His shot altered from the back, but he still finishes through contact, and it's 20-2. If you want to watch tonight's game, again, you can follow CovCath B-Ball on Twitter. Go to the Covington Catholic Facebook page or just search Covington Catholic High School on YouTube and go to the YouTube channel where the game is being streamed. A foul down on this end by Covington Catholic will send Holy Cross to the line, I believe. Oh, the referee's now signaling that was on the floor. And a couple of substitutions come in now for Holy Cross. Carter Haney into the game for the Indians. Jeremiah Hicks with the basketball. Hicks out of Meyer. Haney in the corner. Haney trapped, but he gets it away to Niehaus. Niehaus middle of the lane to Hicks. And Hicks hits the shot and the foul. Joey Mosier slid in for the charge, but the call went against Mosier.
Close one. You know, Joey's probably our best guy out there defensively on taking charges. And taking charges, a lot of it is just having the, you know, the mental toughness that know there's going to be contact. But, you know, also it takes a guy who's sharp defensively and knows what to do there. You know, a lot of guys, they think it's, you know, it's a guy who can't play defense who takes charges. I say it's a guy who really can.
Free throw, good for Jeremiah Hicks. Takes a little moxie, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, you got to use all your intelligence and moxie.
Jay Jackson, right side, he'll take a shot. Off the rim, no. And Niehaus comes away with the rebound. Nate Niehaus up the way. Gives it away to Hicks. Hicks down the lane. Floater off the back of the rim. No. Donovan Stocks fighting for the rebound. Jay Jackson comes away with it. Jackson will walk it up. Jackson settling things down now. Left side, Walker Horn at the point. Reverse the ball over to Joey Mosier. He'll drive into the lane. Stop, cut off. Middle of the lane now for Donovan Stocks. Yep. And he traveled before he hit a floater. And Holy Cross gets the ball back.
I think he did walk. Coach Rusak's asking, was that a jump stop? I think he had established a pivot foot. Once you establish a pivot foot, you cannot jump stop.
20-5, Covington Catholic leads. 1:28 left in the first quarter. Here goes Niehaus. Drops the ball down to Meyer on the baseline. Hicks in the middle of the lane. A great pass from Jacob Meyer. But quickly in transition, here comes Donovan Stocks. Kick into the corner for Mosier. He'll take a 3. No, off the rim. Rebound by Meyer. Outlet pass up the way to Carter Haney. Haney trying to drive against Horn, who cuts him off. Now Meyer driving. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line, and it's good for 2. And all of a sudden, it's a little 7-0 run for Holy Cross to cut the deficit down to 11. 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Jay Jackson holding the ball for Covington Catholic. Joey Mosier, left wing now, looking to Walker Horn, who cut in the lane. Walker Horn has the ball tipped away. Donovan Stocks. Now he's losing it. Ball on the ground. The Indians have it. Ball is tied up, and the possession arrow favors the home team, Covington Catholic. Again, this game was scheduled to be at Holy Cross tonight, but had to have a last-minute change due to a roof malfunction at Holy Cross's gym.
So all 3 games are being played up here, and our freshman won the first, our JV won the second, and trying to pull the trifecta and win all 3, sweep them.
Walker Horn from the sideline will inbound. Caden Castleman checks back in for Holy Cross. Dylan Arlinghouse into the game. Now, Dylan Arlinghouse, that has to be a relation, Dan, right? Or no?
I believe it's distant. There's a lot of them in the area. A big family. I think maybe a 3rd or 4th cousin.
Well, Dylan Arlinghouse into the game for Holy Cross, but Covington Catholic has the basketball with 15 seconds left in the quarter. Joey Mosier in the lane, and Mosier, a tough bucket through contact, good for 2. Diskin trying to go for the steal off the inbound, doesn't get it. Holy Cross back the other way. 3-ball on the way is no good from Luke Dries, and at the buzzer, a 3-ball from Joey Mosier off the rim from half court. Kind of the same shot he took at the end of the playoff game last year down in Lexington from midcourt, and went off the rim. No good. 22-9. Covington Catholic leads at the end of the first quarter.
Coach Brandon Grammer was really hot about the non-call at the end of the first quarter. He felt like his guy was there to absorb the contact and take the charge. There was a no-whistle play on, and but he was really vocal about that at the end of the quarter. Corporate sponsors: St. Elizabeth Healthcare, Global Business Solutions, Ortho Cincy, Barleycorns, U.S. Bank, Rumpke, Dump, Recycling Waste, DBL Law, Thomas More University. Thank you for your sponsorship of the team and of the athletic programs down here at Covington Catholic High School.
Dave Peggy, Connor, and Casey Nowak checking in.
Oh, all right. Are they down in Florida again?
Dave shot me a text just a few minutes ago.
They're probably
If they're in Florida,
They're probably at Bonita Springs at docks right now. They probably were at the beach, and somebody probably handed them an Arlinghouse Heating and Air koozie. I know, Axe.
22-9, Covington Catholic. Holy Cross will have the basketball going left to right here to start the second quarter. Paul Fritchner, Dan Shields with you.
Starting 5 with the exception of Joey Mosier in the game for the Colonels.
Beautiful play on the first possession of the second quarter for Holy Cross as Brandon McClendon, a give and go to the bucket for 2.
Little high post weave there that the Indians ran there.
Grant Diskin with the basketball, one-handed pass left side for Donovan Stocks. Open for 3 for a bit, but he kicks it out. Now reverse the ball to Diskin, opposite wing, and the 3-ball goes down for Grant Diskin. Rolls around the rim and falls through the strings. 25-11 now, Covington Catholic. Brandon McClendon thought about a long 3, but instead passed it up to Jacob Meyer. Now McClendon gets it back. He'll try to drive against Diskin. McClendon down the lane, and a foul on the floor before the shot. And McClendon, they may have called this on the shot.
They did.
They did.
Yeah, close. But what's more disappointing is the Matador defense there. Come on, Grant. You're better than that.
Brandon McClendon to the line. Shoot the first and knock it down. McClendon now 5 for 5 on the season from the charity stripe. And Covcath will bring it up. 12-point lead for Covcath with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Donovan Stocks into the front court now. Stocks driving the right side all the way down the lane, loses the basketball, but Neil Green's there to pick it up. Green spinning against Hicks, finds across the lane. Beautiful pass to Chandler Starks, a baby hook, finds the bottom of the net.
Jump stop, strong move with that body. Baby hook in.
Brandon McClendon, here's Hicks in the middle of the lane. He's turning against Starks. Hicks just throws it up, a wild shot, no chance of going in, and Stocks comes away with the rebound. Stocks into the corner, Diskin sets his feet, 3-ball, nothing but net. That is a beautiful looking shot from Grant Diskin, and it's a 17-point lead for Covington Catholic. I didn't major in math.
Transition offense, that's your transition offense game right there. Beautiful job by the Colonels.
Nate Niehaus, corner 3, Jacob Meyer trying to answer no, and a foul on the floor will go against Donovan Stocks as Stocks skied in for the rebound.
Looked like pretty good check out. Maybe it happened. I might have not got my eyes on it early enough, but Donovan, it looked like he connected, but apparently might have connected with his hands and pushed before using his hips and rears. Rear. You don't have two. You don't have singular.
Brandon McClendon. We got Jacob Meyer triggering the ball in. Ball tip. Colin McHale comes away with it. Diskin in transition to the bucket. Lays it in with his left hand. Points off a fast break. Big time now for Covington Catholic.
Grant's one of the. Oh, that's a charge.
And Brandon McClendon, as Joey Mosier slid in for the charge. McClendon commits a charge, and Covcath gets it back.
You know, Grant really accelerates when he goes to the basket, and a lot of guys don't do that. You know, they kind of pull up, or they don't know how to accelerate with the basketball and handle the ball. When he goes to the rim, he accelerates.
Grant Diskin at a slow pace into the front court. Diskin waiting. Here's Joey Mosier at the free throw line. Diskin outside the point, left corner. Walker Horn for three. Yes, sir. Walker Horn playing some string music down the court. 22-point lead for Covcath.
Well, he's got a textbook jumper. His dad's the head coach over at NKU, and obviously he spent some time in the gym.
And now another floater down the lane, Brandon McClendon, who's having a nice game tonight. McClendon good for two, and it's a 20-point lead for Covcath. Diskin at the Colonel C at midcourt, middle of the lane, Colin McHale. Joey Mosier cutting underneath, dumps it off. Chandler Starks, beautiful teammate basketball there for Covington Catholic, and it's 37-15.
You love the extra pass there, you love it.
Joey Mosier could have gone with the reverse lay-in, but instead dumped it off. Now a long three ball, and my goodness, Brandon McClendon, have yourself a second quarter. 4:55 left. He's on a personal little run of his own, 37-18 now. 19-point lead for Covcath. Grant Diskin working against McClendon. Beautiful hesitation dribble. Diskin for three. Yes! Friendly bounce. Grant Diskin, and a timeout taken by Covington Catholic. Diskin feeling it tonight.
Well,
1-3 after another.
The new rims there we just put in about over a week ago. We thought might be a little too tight, but they gave us the roll there, the home court roll. I want to thank our friend down there at Guthrie Chicken, Bill Azri. Bill, what a sponsor he's been to the Covington Catholic athletic program. If you're craving that golden fried goodness of Guthrie Chicken, stop by and get yourself some. Delicious.
What do you think the chances are we can get Guthrie's to cater a broadcast one time this season? Because I'm going to need to try it.
Well, I got to get you off the skyline because I can't be that close to you when you get the heavy onions.
No mustard, extra onions. That's a skyline order.
Who else? Who's watching? Can we get everybody listed?
Just those three.
Oh, I thought we had 19. Plus.
I got.
Oh.
Thanks to everybody joining us tonight via YouTube watching the game. Great live stream being put on right now by Doug Growie and the rest of our crew. Doug tonight putting it on, and the graphics packages, everything that has gone into this live stream, really up in the media production level of this Colonel basketball program. Great stuff down here as the Colonels have a 22-point lead now, 40-18. Grant Diskin will take a mid-range jumper from the left side, and he'll hit it right now. Grant Diskin can't miss. Young man is on fire. 42-18 Covcath with 4:04 left in the second quarter. Floater back the other way for Jeremiah Hicks, and he hits it.
Too easy. Too easy. Mr. Horn, you got to step in there. And Walker, you got to step in there and deny that pass to the opening.
Now here's Walker Horn. Misses the layup after a beautiful pass from Grant Diskin. And Diskin slides in, a charge drawn by Diskin. Just out of control there from Jacob Meyer. You could tell that was coming from a mile away. And
I don't know what coach got to complain about. That one's, I mean, that's a textbook one. I don't know why he's really that upset about it.
Diskin identified that one coming from a mile away. Jacob Meyer kind of lost the ball and was out of control and ran right into Diskin.
Yeah, I mean, that was 3 steps. I mean, he was at half court. You could see where he was going, and Grant just stood there at the 28-foot mark and took it.
Colin McHale, Walker Horn, left point. Horn holding. holding the basketball, gets a screen from Starks, feeds Starks underneath, but a foul as Starks cut to the basket, and the foul will go against Jacob Meyer. It's his second foul, and Joey Mosier will check in. Luke Dries comes back in for Holy Cross. 42-20 with 3:23 left in the second quarter. Off the inbound pass for Covcath. Jay Jackson with the ball. Joey Mosier, he'll take a three. Yes! Covcath, just like they did against Lexington Catholic, dialing it up from long range tonight. 25-point lead.
When somebody has that long, you almost worry that they mess up the rhythm when they have that long to shoot.
Covcath, Colin McHale nearly creating a turnover as Dries drove down the left side of the lane trying to kick the ball out, and it was deflected by McHale out of bounds.
You know, we've been exceptional on offense. I don't feel like we've been exceptional on defense yet.
45-20. What would you like to see the Colonels do more of tonight, Dan?
Rebound the ball a little bit more. And when I say that fundamentally, instead of just using your size.
As you see an offensive foul go against Holy Cross. Timeout. Timeout.
You know, I'd like to see him, you know, fundamentally get into guys, boxing them out. We're not doing that too, very well. And we're giving up open shots. They're missing some shots. They went on that 7-0 run because they made shots. But would you agree that they're getting open shots?
Yep.
It's not like the defense is really, stressing them out. I just think they're missing some shots, and we've really got to, it's nice to be up 25. I guess I'm not happy we're up 25. I'm not saying that. I just think we need to concentrate on some fundamentals here on the defense end.
45-20, Covington Catholic leads. Paul Fritchner, Dan Shields with you from Park Hills. Good night for basketball here from Covington Catholic. Holy Cross inbounding from the near sideline into the back court. Niehaus throws it into Dries, and Holy Cross will kick the offense into motion. 2:40 left in the second quarter. 45-20, Covington Catholic. Right side, Nate Niehaus with the basketball. Dumps it off down low to Castleman, who drives the lane. Bounce pass across the baseline. Carter Haney has it and loses the basketball. Here comes Walker Horn the other way. Colin McHale toward his own basket. No, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled. He'll shoot a couple free throws.
Walker Horn distributes the ball very well for a young man. No-look passes. What I like is he hits you right where you can catch it.
Yep.
It's not down there below the knees. It's not there above the head. It's right there in the breadbasket. Colin's got to finish through contact on that first attempt. Every day at practice, they do several. They probably do 15 minutes worth of drills where you're having to finish through contact. So they practice it all the time. Just got to be strong enough to do it.
First free throw, no good for Colin McHale. Second free throw is good. 26-point lead. Dan, remind me the running clock rule in basketball.
Once it gets to 36.
36, so it's the same for football and basketball?
Let me double check that.
I don't believe we had a running clock last year in the 18-19 season. Had several in the 17-18 season. I'm used to the 36-point football running clock, but I remember the basketball running clock rule. Covington Catholic with the basketball now. Beautiful pass from Jay Jackson. Bounce pass underneath to Neil Green, who's finding himself in good spots and good positions to score, and that's just what he did there from the left block, laying it in. 48-20, Covington Catholic. Walker Horn, good defense against Caden Castleman. Suffocating now. Colonels switching into more of a matchup zone here. Walker Horn switching on to McClendon. McClendon working against Horn. McClendon down the lane. Air ball. Joey Mosier comes down with the basketball. Mosier pushing it left side of the court to the right side. Joey Mosier behind the back dribble to create space. Now out to half court Jackson. Jackson will step into a wide open three around and out. And Holy Cross has the rebound. It's Luke Dries up the way. Left to right it goes. Dumps it off behind him to Nate Niehaus. Make that Castleman. Three ball backed away from Dries. No good. Rebound by the Colonels, who hold it up Joey Mosier will drive and easily take it to the bucket, but he tried to create contact and missed the shot. Caden Castleman in transition. He'll lay it up. That shot, no. Neil Green to rebound. We're under a minute to play in the second quarter. 28-point lead for Covington Catholic, 48-20. Jay Jackson reverses the ball onto the right side of the court. Walker Horn with it. Now Joey Mosier, one dribble pass to Colin McHale. McHale, one-handed pass across the way. It goes to Jackson. Jackson pulls it out, looking around for help. Walker Horn at midcourt. Left point, Colin McHale. McHale looking for Green. Posts up underneath. Green kicks it into the corner. Walker Horn up top at the key for Jay Jackson. Colonels maybe trying to wait for one shot here with 21 seconds left in the quarter. Right corner goes to Walker Horn, who loses the basketball, picks it up, and as he picked it up, he was fouled by Luke Drees.
35 points.
35 points.
Yep. State of Kentucky is 35 points once it gets to that differential.
Lightning fast stats and research department here at Covington Catholic.
Yeah.
Our guy, Dan Shields, right on it.
I'll never forget it. Football's 36.
Basketball's 35. You'd think they could have just done 1 point more and made it easier on everybody.
Yes. I don't know. I guess it's more than 5 scores. That's 7 points in football.
Yep. Throw that 2-point conversion in there and call it a day.
That's what I say.
Walker Horn shooting the front end of a 1-and-1 after the foul. He makes the first free throw. And now here comes the second. 16.8 left in the second quarter. 29-point lead. Make it 30-point lead for CovCath. 50-20. CovCath nearly into their highest scoring game of the season, and it's not even halftime. Holy Cross into the front court with 10 seconds. They got to hurry a little bit. McClendon down the lane. Floater. Ball rolls around. No. Colin McHale getting the rebound, and it goes off of Colin McHale out of bounds. 3.6 left.
Coach Roos has it talking to Grant and to Chandler. How did that guy go right through those two? I think it was Chandler. Maybe it was Neil, but he's wanting an explanation how that guy walked right in.
Luke Drees inbounding the ball. Grant Diskin steals it promptly. Diskin down the way. He'll take a three at the buzzer. Off the right side of the rim. No. And at the end of the first half, it is 50-20 in favor of your Covington Catholic Colonels. Great first half, Dan. Some things maybe to clean up on the defensive end, but overall, with a 30-point lead, really not too much to complain about.
I'm, being picky, sitting up here easy, but being a little picky, wanting guys to learn, we can't weak side rebound like we did tonight against LaSalle.
Yeah. You're right.
And thank you. And we've got to be stronger now, and we got to teach our guys, what we need to do is when it comes to the fundamentals.
Covington Catholic right now, nearly, like I said, their highest scoring game of the season. They scored 64 points in that win against St. Henry back on Tuesday, December 10th. That was last Tuesday for their first win of the season.
So our friends over there at Specialized Parts and Supplies and Loneman Plumbing, we appreciate their sponsorship, and for all your plumbing parts and supplies needs, go down and see them on Dudley right there before 3L. Also James Hardy for all your siding needs. Please visit them at www.jameshardy.com. Colonel CYF coach Mark Dietz is a proud James Hardy employee. Use James Hardy for all your building remodeling projects. Also want to thank our friends over there at St. Vincent de Paul and all the beautiful things they do in our community for those in need, whether it's helping them with a utility bill or buying groceries or helping them out on a rent payment. They are there to help and support the community, and they do a beautiful ministry there, the St. Vincent de Paul folks. Well, we're getting the stats up here in a second, but as we're going on the half court shot, we got a couple Holy Cross guys trying to get it done.
Oh, no.
No.
If you're watching online,
Oh, I think he goes to NC. Uh-oh. How do and it almost went in. But
if you're watching online, the CovCaf student section doing a half-court shot right now. And Dan, anything going on around the Covington Catholic community for people to be aware of? Any bingo, any Shields Euchre nights coming up? What's going on, Dan?
The Shields, the Tim Shields class of 61 Euchre party. It's not a tournament, it's a party, it's an event. There's prize money given out, but we do it for the camaraderie and to get with old friends of family and new friends, and it's a scholarship that benefits a Covington Catholic student that was in the name of my dad. That will be February 29th. If you have any questions or want to know more information, you can text me or message me here at the school or on Mixler, and I'll get you that information. But there you go. Guess who? Molecule from half court. Molly, my guy. Andy Molecule just hit the half court shot. He was a good basketball player. I coached him at the end of his 8th grade year as he was coming in. And, he was a heck of a basketball player. So that for him making that doesn't surprise me. Bingo is Thursday night, and that booster activity helps support so many things here. Purchasing of they are part of a commitment to the STEM building and a donation from the proceeds from bingo. So my buddy Mike Moffitt and Dale Dickman and Rob Bear, Tom, I'm sure Wayne Ertenbeck's involved, and so many good ladies. So if you get a chance, want to get out for a night and play a little bingo, a little jitney, then let's see you come out and support us there. All right, thank you, Mr. Houston, for the stats. All right, go ahead, man.
Grant Diskin led the way for Covington Catholic. He had 16 points on 3 for 5 shooting from downtown, 6 for 8 overall, and 1 for 3 from the free throw line. 10 points each for Chandler Starks and Joey Mosier. Chandler Starks with 10 points. That sticks out to me in the first half, Dan.
Had a very good game down in Mason County against Beckley Prep. Offensively, he doesn't back down. We talked about it on Saturday. He's on the floor quite a bit, going for basketballs, and with that big body, that's a good example to your teammates.
On the other side for Holy Cross, Brandon McClendon had 11 points to lead the way, the only Indian in double figures for Holy Cross. In fact, Holy Cross only had 3 players score in that first half. McClendon had 11. Jeremiah Hicks, he had 7 points, and Jacob Meyer had the other 2. As CovCaf leads it 50-20 right now at the half. The other thing that sticks out to me, Dan, huge number, 1 turnover for CovCaf in that first half as opposed to 9 for Holy Cross.
Well, the Indians are playing a little kind of passive as far as they're not pressing us. They haven't pressed us yet.
Nope.
Nor have they really got after us in the half-court defense. It's more of, I think, bend but don't break, where, they're really picking us up just above the three-point line. They've switched in and out. They started out in man-to-man. We got out on a good run there, and then they went to zone. They made a little bit of a run back, that 7-0 run, but then we, at the end of the last 4 minutes of the quarter, extended our lead out when they went back man-to-man.
Caden Castleman 0 for 2 from the field. Jacob Meyer 1 for 2. Jeremiah Hicks 3 for 7 from the field, but Brandon McClendon 4 for 7. And he hit the only 3 of Holy Cross's night so far. CovCaf was 6 for 11 from downtown, 20 for 29 overall. That's good for 69% from the field and 54.5% from 3 for CovCaf.
Want to give a shout out to kind of some of the folks in the basketball program that don't always, get all
the air
time. Besides, Coach Rusat's Coach Frederick, Coach Casey Sorrell, Coach Ben Franzen, the JV coach, Matt Stevens, who also is the freshman coach, Steve Sorrell, longtime coach at Covington Catholic, and Zach Tobler, graduate player and coach. Want to thank the trainers, Chris Unkraut and Ryan Ensweiler, Dave Toggs Ware, who supplies us with so much information and stats and information. Our main guys on the stats, Bob Morris, Harpo, as they call him, and Rusty Schilling.
It's Rusty's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Rusty.
Happy birthday, Rusty.
Dale Dickman handles the scorekeeping. Alex Ammerman handles the timekeeping. Coach Herzenberg, Ben Greenwell, and tonight on the videographers, Tyler Hudson. So thank you for all those who support kind of in the background. Tomorrow night, they have the Boosters Appreciation Dinner for all the volunteers, which is a nice thing they do. It's not low key. They have it in the cafeteria and a little appreciation for all the volunteers.
I will not be there tomorrow night, Dan. I'll be at Xavier tomorrow night. If anybody in the listening audience will be at Xavier tomorrow night, I'll be the in-arena host for that game. So if you want a free T-shirt, come on by and I'll just throw you one. Or you can be the Kroger fan of the game.
Can you get me one?
Can I get you one? I don't know if I can even get me one.
Oh, how
you just throw one in my pocket,
yeah,
I guess.
Come on. I will not be with you Friday night, as you know. So Drew Danneman. I know Drew was
tuned in a few minutes ago.
Did you kick us to the curb, Drew? Up
Probably
25
did.
Or up 30?
50-20 right now. Covington Catholic leads. Thanks to everybody watching and listening to tonight's action. Cov Cath with a comfortable lead here. It's been a good game so far. Grant Diskin leading away in scoring for Cov Cath with 16 points as we are just under a minute and a half away from the third quarter getting underway.
So Friday we have the Breads here. The Newport Central Catholic Thoroughbreds here. Tip-off at 7:30. Newport Central Catholic, preseason rated number 5 in the region. And they have some talent there for sure. They have some guys that can play, and they're going to grow because they do have some youth in their program. So we've got to be ready to come to play like every night because we got that bullseye on our back, as we talk about. And we got to be ready to come out. But let's finish tonight. Let's get it to the running clock, get guys home so they can get a little studying in for finals. So what do you think Coach Roussat said to the team? Quite different probably than a lot of the discussions he's had through this year at halftime.
Well, I think the main thing for Cov Cath right now is you can't take your foot off the gas, and that might seem obvious up by 30 points, but especially if you start to see some of the guys that don't get a lot of run in, if they start to get in the game and you start to say to yourself, okay, maybe these guys, this is where you can earn some playing time. You practice so hard and then you finally get into the game. What can those guys show you? And depth was a key to this team before the season started. Everybody was talking about how many guys, 12, 13 guys this team could run. And really when you look at it so far this season, you're looking at about 8 guys that have gotten in the rotation pretty consistently between Reese Murphy off the bench along with Walker Horn, Joey Mosier, and at times Jay Jackson as well. Jay and Reese Murphy kind of switching out with each other. And, some of those guys toward the end of the bench here with a 30-point lead, like to see those guys get quality minutes, assuming the Colonels can maintain this lead. But up by 30 here, the third quarter is underway, and promptly Donovan Stocks takes a 3. He misses it, but Neil Green gets the rebound. Cov Cath with the ball to start the second half. And a travel by Donovan Stocks off the offensive rebound outside the three-point line, looking to drive. Cov Cath with only their second turnover of the night.
Coach wants him to swing that ball, one more pass.
So Holy Cross gets it for the first time in the half. Inbound into the backcourt, it goes to Nate Niehaus. And Jacob Meyer has the ball, but he'll turn it over. Stocks with it. Here goes Stocks up the way, and he'll lay it in. Cov Cath wanted to dunk there, but Stocks will just
couldn't
lay
get
it
his
up all
feet
in
right.
with 2.
Couldn't get his feet set up right to be able to put it down.
Cov Cath pressing a little bit to start the second half. Hicks turns around in the middle of the lane, and his shot good for 2. A little baby hook for Jeremiah Hicks. And
Gives
it's again a 30-point lead.
Gives a look and a flex to Chandler. I'm down 30. You like him maybe not to do that as a coach.
Colin McHale short on the 3-point shot from the right corner, but Chandler Starks goes in for the rebound, and he's fouled as he goes in for it. Foul going against Jeremiah Hicks.
Strong rebound by Chandler there.
Colin McHale inbounding. Colonel's going from left to right. McHale inbound to Diskin, swing it the other way to Donovan Stocks. Neil Green, underneath it goes. Now to Colin McHale, underneath to Neil Green, who lays it in from the left side for 2.
Well, the Holy Cross defenders left him all alone there. Neil all alone. I'm not sure why they ran away from the basket.
Elbow jumper, no good for Jacob Meyer. Rebound by Neil Green, and he's fouled by Jeremiah Hicks. And the Colonels will inbound on the left baseline, again going from left to right.
These kind of games, as an official, you know, I'm not saying the game's over, but you really don't want anything to happen as far as a dangerous play or anything escalate, so you might have a little tighter whistle, you know, in this situation.
Grant Diskin using the screen. Donovan Stocks, left wing for 3. Around and out, no, but Chandler Starks, the offensive rebound, and he puts it in, and it's a 34-point lead now for Covington Catholic. Here comes Holy Cross, and a foul on Colin McHale as Caden Castleman drove. Tony Griffin checking in on the Mixler chat. No problem on the broadcast here. We're taking care of everybody here on the Colonel Athletic Network, but Noah Hoopman not in the lineup tonight for Covington Catholic, out with some sort of bug, some sort of sickness that's got him under the weather. And so he's not playing tonight for Covington Catholic, not even on the bench. And Holy Cross off the inbound pass. There's a foul underneath after a missed shot. And this ball will stay with the Indians. 56-22 Covcath, 6:04 left in the third quarter. Donovan Stocks will come out. Reese Murphy will come in. Reese Murphy, Dan, he's been a bright spot this year.
It's had 2 games back against LaSalle. Oh, we fell asleep there.
And off the inbound, a beautiful look. There, little lapse in the defensive judgment for Covington Catholic. Open look for Holy Cross, but it didn't fall. Now here's Covcath on offense. Chandler Starks across the lane, finds Neil Green, hits the shot, and he's fouled from the left block. Chandler Starks, great vision to find Neil Green. One side of the lane to the other, and Neil Green hits the shot. What a pass.
Yeah. Chandler about halfway up the foul line, the lane line, and drew the defense, and Neil was weak side on the weak block and put it up there high enough for Neil just to go grab and finish, and got a traditional and one going in.
58-22, 5:47 left in the third quarter. Free throw, good for Neil Green. And now with a 37-point lead, Dan, we see this running clock.
Yep.
Jacob Meyer into the game for Holy Cross. Carter Haney into the game. Here's Meyer driving the baseline, floats it up, and hits the shot. Tough shot for Jacob Meyer. Grant Diskin will walk the ball into the front court for Covington Catholic. Here's Neil Green at the free throw line, cross the court to Colin McHale. Thought about a mid-range jumper, but it gets out to Reese Murphy. And Reese Murphy thought about stepping into a 3, no. Instead it'll be Diskin for a 3, and he'll knock it down, 62-24. Here comes Jacob Meyer. Meyer double teamed, and Grant Diskin, oh, he thought he had a steal, but instead a foul. Joey Mosher will go to the table to check in. You know the referees tonight, Dan?
Oh yes, all 3 of them. So they're all good men and do a good job. And
I thought tonight has been a pretty well officiated game.
It's
score's kind of indicative of that as well, but
it is. But you know what? Some tough charge block calls in the first half they had to make for sure. Those are always tough ones, and I thought they got them right. Block.
And there's a blocking foul against Chandler Starks as Brandon McClendon drove to the bucket.
He'd rather him wall up. Coach said he wants him to wall up. Plus, Chandler started falling before the contact was even initiated, and when that happens, that's an automatic block. he's falling before there's contact.
McClendon hit the shot, missed the free throw. Very short, just barely nicked the front of the rim. Joey Mosier the rebound, up the way to Walker Horn, crossed the court. It was looking for Starks, but it hit the rim. Not a shot, that was a pass. It hit the rim. And now McClendon with the basketball, driving the left baseline into the middle of the lane. Diskin with the steal. Numbers for the Colonels. Diskin finds Mosier, left side. Mosier through contact, doesn't finish the shot, but he'll go to the line for two after the foul. 62-26, Covington Catholic. 3:49 left to go in the third quarter, but the clock is ticking with such a huge lead for CovCath.
It's not ticking.
Well, it was just a second ago. Now they stopped it.
Not sure why.
Oh, no, Dan.
We'll get a clarification.
Did the internet let us down? First free throw good for Joey Mosier.
We'll look more up.
If it's on the internet, it has to be right.
Well,
right?
that came out.
Can't be wrong.
The rule book. I don't know if I thought only at a timeout would the clock stop.
63-26. After the first made free throw, second free throw good for Joey Mosier. 64-26. Here comes Jacob Meyer. Behind him to Brendan McClendon. Across the court it comes to Luke Trees. He'll hand it off for Carter Haney, who takes a long, arcing, deep three, and he knocks it down. Carter Haney, and it's 64-29. Jay Jackson running the point now for the Colonels. Reese Murphy on the wing. Here's Joey Mosier, fakes a three, drives in. Mid-range jumper from the baseline, good for two. And it's 66-29, timeout taken of the full variety by Covington Catholic. And with an incredible lead right now, Covington Catholic's on a roll. And they're feeling it from all over the court. Good night tonight to be a Colonel.
It is. We'll take this night after some, with our schedule. We don't, we play them all, but this is a district game, a seeded game, and we got to play them all.
And with the bucket, now the highest scoring game through 6 games of the season for Covington Catholic.
All right, Arlene House Heating and Air. They're the Happy House guys. Once again, Arlene House was awarded the Best of Northern Kentucky for the 5th time in a row. For all your HVAC, heating and air, and plumbing needs, call your friends at Arlene House Plumbing and Heating and Air, the Happy House guys.
My apologies, Dan. CovCath did score 71 against Beckley on Saturday. As soon as I said that, I went back to check, but CovCath well on pace. You'd have to assume CovCath will score more than 5 points here with over a quarter left to play. It's 66-29.
All right. Coming out of a timeout. Couple new, let's see. Jay Jackson is in the game now. Hunter Summercamp is now in.
3-ball left corner from Carter Haney is short, tipped around by the Indians and out of bounds, and CovCath will get it.
You never know, as a player, you've got to be prepared and ready. And, these are opportunities for you to work on your game and to show the coach something here. So these guys who may not get as much time need to take advantage of it.
3-ball on the way. Summercamp, no. Rebound by the Indians. Here they come up the court. Luke Trees on the left wing. Caden Castleman down the lane against Neil Green. Castleman, that was Summercamp, and he altered the shot. Rebound by the Colonels. Jay Jackson pushing up. Walker Horn. Reese Murphy. Corner three. Yeah, Reese Murphy has lit it up from downtown this season, Dan.
Yeah, he's shooting an extremely good percentage from the three-point line.
And the Colonels back on defense. Commit a foul as Holy Cross went up for the shot. That'll go against Jay Jackson, and timeout taken by Holy Cross.
Full timeout by the Colonels. Talking about Hunter a little bit. Hunter's a heck of a baseball player. The Colonel Batcats that season will start. They're already starting working out, but they'll really start getting into practice in early February.
full timeout here from Holy Cross. 3 timeouts left for CovCath, 2 for the Indians. But CovCath leading right now 69-29.
Coach has got the board out, and he's drawing up a play for these guys that he wants them to run on the offensive set. Looks like next time down. So, good coaching moments. You never know when a guy maybe will go down on your team with an injury or sickness, and where you've got to be ready, prepared, and focused mentally. Nerd night at the big gym. Big Mike's back in the crowd. He's dressed up. John, JYD, Junkyard Dog. Thielen's over there.
Nice little crowd over there. Intimate crowd here tonight at CovCath. 69-29, 1:45 left in the third quarter. Reese Murphy with the steal as Holy Cross had the ball out of the timeout. Joey Mosier into the corner. Walker Horn. They'll reverse the ball. Mosier to Jay Jackson, left side of the court. Here's Murphy outside the lane. Into the lane it goes to Mosier. Bounce pass to Summercamp. He'll drop it off again for Mosier. Mid-range jumper. Around, it hits the backboard and then falls through. 71-29. Covington Catholic. Jacob Meyer, basketball now. Left side, Caden Castleman. Up top for Luke Treese, who's turning around. Jay Jackson got a hand on the pass, but Holy Cross maintains possession. Caden Castleman is fouled by Hunter Summercamp going down the lane. And Nate Niehaus will check back in. John Ritzak in for the Colonels alongside DJ Skinner.
John is a senior. DJ's a junior. Both of them about 6'3".
Off the inbound pass, Holy Cross has the ball deflected by Covington Catholic, so the Indians will maintain possession here. Deep baseline inbound from the corner from Nate Niehaus. It's it out to Drees. Quick pass to Meyer into the lane. Floater from Meyer, rolls around the rim, and good for 2. 71-31, 18 seconds left in the third quarter. CovCath can hold for the final shot. Jay Jackson into the front court has Ritzak. Ritzak hands it right back to Jackson. 9 seconds now. Skinner, right wing, Murphy thinks about a 3. 4 seconds, Murphy will take a deep 3 off the rim, no. Rebound by Ritzak, put back by John Ritzak at the buzzer. And now it's the highest scoring game of the season for the Colonels at 73 points. A fantastic way to conclude the third quarter, Dan.
I absolutely love it. A guy who doesn't get a lot of minutes, who is going to make a hustle play like that, up 40 points, whatever we're up, and he makes a hustle play like that when he could have just let the ball go out of bounds, buzzer would have went out. That speaks for character of a young man who's not maybe getting all the time he would like to get, but is part of the team and makes his teammates better every day in practice. John Ritzak and DJ Skinner and JJ and Hunter and those guys anywhere besides Covington Catholic would either be starting or be making significant minutes. I mean, with other schools, but they chose to come down to Covington Catholic, them and their parents, and be part of this brotherhood, be part of the educational experience, the social experience that these young men have, and the athletic, and more importantly, and most importantly, the Christian experience that they're having here at Covington Catholic High School under the direction of Bob Rowe.
Fourth quarter underway now for Covington Catholic and Holy Cross. Holy Cross with the basketball, going right to left, have the ball in the front court in the hands of Jacob Meyer. He gives it away to Caden Castleman. Bounce pass across the way. Luke Drees has the ball, floats the ball up, tipped by Summercamp. Turnover, Summercamp up the way, gets the outlet pass from Jay Jackson. Ball goes out of bounds, and referees indicate the CovCath will have it after it went off the body of Luke Drees.
Could have had a foul there on Drees. He grabbed grabbed Hunter, but that's probably just ball goes back to Covcath. Good no whistle.
73-31, Reese Murphy with the basketball. He'll drive to the hoop. Tried to throw the ball behind his head, but he turned it over. Castleman the other way with it. Castleman will pull it out and nearly turn it over. Goes through the legs of Hunter Summercamp. Now the ball on the ground. Things getting a bit sloppy. Jump ball, and Covcath will get it back.
Well, Reese is a little too much mustard on that hot dog there. Not a pass that you need to make. Try to force a in the lane, a behind the back pass.
Reese Murphy. John Ritzak floats it back to Reese Murphy. Now underneath Skinner. Kicks it out. Jackson. No. Ritzak outside. Reese Murphy. He'll take a mid-range jumper and he'll hit it. Reese Murphy is going to continue earning himself minutes if he continues to shoot the basketball like this.
And exactly, we know he's a strong ball handler. Quick on defense, maybe a little undersized, but he makes up with his quickness. But if he can score the basketball and not turn it over, he'll see himself getting a lot of time.
Caden Castleman good for two. Now Hunter Summercamp driving, no, but the follow from Skinner is good, and it's 77-33 with 6:06 left in the game. And a floater from Luke Dries. He misses the shot, but foul is called on Skinner.
And, both teams using guys on their bench to give them valuable experience. Most of the starters, all the starters are out for Holy Cross, as well as, Castleman's still in there. But besides that, all of their starters are out.
Max Wayhoff into the game. Jay Jackson will check out. Second free throw, no good for Holy Cross, but a foul on Summercamp as he went in for the rebound. 77-34. Covington Catholic with the 33-point lead. And 5:55 left. And he'll shoot another free throw. 1 plus the bonus here for Dylan Arlinghouse. Arlinghouse hits the first. Paul Fritchner, Dan Shields bringing you Colonel basketball on the Colonel Athletic Network. It's been a fun one tonight from Covington Catholic. Colonel's back in action here on Friday night against New Calf. Dan's ditching me. Drew will be with me.
Got a wedding. Got employees getting married. Brian Nelson and down at St. Xavier Church in Cincinnati. So I'll be down there celebrating his marriage and celebrating all together.
Well, I guess that's valid.
Yeah.
I guess I'll let you off on that one. Colonels missed the shot in transition. Holy Cross has the basketball now. Deep three on the way. Shot no good from Nate Niehaus. Colonels have the basketball. Reese Murphy into the front court. Murphy asking for a screen from Skinner. Drops down. Skinner has the basketball. Dips it away to Summercamp. A fadeaway floater from Hunter Summercamp, and it's 79-36 Covington Catholic.
Hunter's got a very quick release on his shot. Flip of the wrist, quick release.
Here's a floater from McClendon, and that rolls around the limb and falls through. How many floaters tonight? Reese Murphy, a one-handed home run pass up the way to Hunter Summercamp, and it's tipped out of bounds by the Indians.
They brought back in McClendon, I see. Wasn't paying attention. He started.
Hunter Summercamp inbounding from right in front of the Colonel bench to John Ritzak. Ritzak into the middle of the lane for Summercamp. Beautiful pass to Skinner. Lays it in with his left hand. And my point to start this second half was how would the bench guys perform in a blowout, and they have performed so well here in this second half. Three ball from McClendon. No. Rebound Skinner. Make that Max Wayhoff. And
you make
Colonels
that kind of
now
mistake,
have
you
it.
get in trouble with their parents.
And Hunter Summercamp is fouled on a floater from the right side.
Yeah, Gary and Christine would not be happy with you if we didn't give them that.
My apologies.
mom and dad.
Summer camp inbound to Reese Murphy. He'll take a three and he'll hit it.
And knocked down
Reese Murphy. How about this young man this season? Caden Castleman losing the basketball, picks it back up for Holy Cross. Luke Dries outside the key, back to Castleman. He'll drive the left side, dump it away. Nearly turned over, ball on the ground. Castleman diving for it, and it's a jump ball. It'll stay with Holy Cross with 3:28 left in the fourth.
Reese knocking down the three, having another good shooting night. His dad coaches the Notre Dame Pandas, and his mom is Molly. Benzinger is her maiden name, but Molly
And Holy Cross, a travel off the inbound. Nate Niehaus traveled along the wing. So the clock ticking.
Hunter, Greg, and Abby are his parents.
Summer camp underneath to Max Wayhoff, who misses the shot. Rebound, Summer camp. Ritzak for three. No, off the right side of the rim. And Dylan Arlinghouse with the rebound. And then Wayhoff commits the foul, going in for the rebound.
80 feet from the basket. You know, you want to make something happen. I see it, you know. Not a great foul that far from the basket. Dylan Arlinghouse had secured the rebound and probably should have just dropped back, but it wants to make something happen and impress the coaches.
Do want to give a huge shout out again to our guy Doug Growy running the broadcast tonight behind the scenes. A one-man crew tonight, switching between the cameras and doing the graphics and going to commercial and everything in between. He's been great to bring this video production to you. Thank you, Doug.
Well, the Holy Cross broadcast team mentioned how impressed they were with the setup and the graphics prior to the game, and they're right next to us. Great job, Doug. It's fun being on the air, both not only over the internet, but via visual.
Colonels create the turnover. And coming away with it is DJ Skinner. And Reese Murphy will walk the ball into the front court. 2:15 left in the game. Colonels leading by 44 points right now. Wayhoff underneath to Murphy. Murphy, one-handed pass outside to Ritzak. Ritzak, step back three, no. Rebound by the Indians. It's Maddox Hoffman into the game. Down the lane goes Dries. His shot, no, off the right side of the backboard. Hunter Summercamp will pull it up with under 2 minutes to play in the game. Reese Murphy walking the ball across the timeline. Murphy to Summercamp.
Working their offense, their passing game motion offense.
Here's Summercamp right side now with it. Up top, Murphy. Ritzak, one-handed pass is deflected, but Summercamp gets it. Wayhoff underneath. Shot, no. Dries in transition, straight to the bucket, and he's fouled on the floor by Ritzak, but
Johnny committing the foul.
with Holy Cross in the bonus. We'll see Luke Dries go to the line. Free throw off the right side of the rim. Sean Gibson into the game. Noah Johnson into the game for Holy Cross.
Sean is a 6'3", 6'4" freshman whose dad played football and down at UK tight end, and also then when he had a year left of eligibility went and played at NKU basketball.
Free throw off the front of the rim, rebound by the Colonels, and a foul on Holy Cross, but that was only the 6th team foul. So with a minute to go in this game, CovCath leading 84-40. Ritzak will inbound into the backcourt. Reese Murphy into the front court now. 44-point lead. Murphy to Summercamp. Will take a three, and he'll hit it. Hunter Summercamp. How about that?
He can shoot the ball. I mean, we got guys who are sitting on the bench that can stroke it.
Matthew Dries into the game. Maddox Hoffman. Three ball on the way from Noah Johnson. That one no good off the rim. DJ Skinner with the rebound. Reese Murphy has the ball. 20 seconds left. Reese Murphy at midcourt. Murphy holding, and he'll just dribble the ball out. Murphy with 12 seconds. Murphy with 10. Murphy with 5. And the teams will go to the handshake lines to take care of business. 87-40. Your Covington Catholic Colonels are back to 500 with a 3-3 record this season, with a win here at home over the Holy Cross Indians. Holy Cross falls to 1-4, but CovCath, again, moving to 3-3. Good win for CovCath here at night against a district opponent, 87-40. Highest scoring game of the season for Covington Catholic.
Well, this is what we need to do when against opponents that we're better than them. We've got to come out and finish guys and play like we did and get a running clock and get guys home for exams early. But like the way that we came out in the second half and without any giving them any openings, we went ahead and just finished them, put them away, and that's what good teams do. We're a team that is in learning about itself, a team that's growing, that's understanding, where guys fit, and we'll continue to do that.
CovCath winning 87-40, and now you can turn your attention toward Newcath on Friday night. Newcath, a game that the Colonels won last season at Newcath. Dan, I remember that. I was extremely sick that night at Newcath, and the Colonels came away with the victory over on the hill. And you talked about it a little bit, but as we wait on the stats here for just a second, what can the Colonels expect on Friday night?
Well, they're under the direction of Ron Don now, who coached for many years prior to coming back and taking over the squad. So a guy who's got tremendous experience as a coach, has taken teams down to the state tournament, has won all 8 tournaments. So he's very familiar with how to coach a basketball game and the ins and outs. He's a fierce competitor as a coach, and his teams play like that.
Stat sheet for you before we sign off. Colonels had 4 in double figures tonight. Grant Diskin led the way with 19 points. Joey Mosier right behind him. He had 16 points. And Neil Green had 13. Chandler Starks had 12. Reese Murphy had 8 points off the bench. A couple of Colonels with 5. Hunter Summercamp and Walker Horn both with 5. DJ Skinner had 4. Donovan Stocks had 2. And Colin McHale had 1. Brandon McClendon led the way for Holy Cross. 15 points for him. Jeremiah Hicks had 9. Jacob Meyer had 6. Dylan Arlinghouse had 4. Carter Haney had 3. Luke Dries had 1. And Caden Castleman had 2. Holy Cross, 15 turnovers tonight to CovCath's 4. That's a significant stat for CovCath, who worked hard to cut down on those turnovers, take care of the basketball, and value those possessions at a high level. They did that tonight. CovCath was 10 for 22 from beyond the arc, 35 for 55 overall. That's good for 63.6% from the field, 7 for 10 from the line. On the other side, Holy Cross, 15 for 41 from the field, 2 for 13 from beyond the arc, and 8 for 11 from the free throw line. CovCath won the rebounding battle 28-16. CovCath won the game 87-40. CovCath had 10 steals tonight and assisted on 28 of the 35 made field goals.
Well, stat stuffing night. Shot the ball well from both inside the arc overall and also from outside the arc, and we shot it at 70% from the free throw line, which is what we have to be at a minimum. 4 turnovers. We didn't get the type of pressure defense that we had gotten the 2 previous games. The Holy Cross just didn't have the physical talent to match up to that. So I'm glad we took care of the basketball. We had 1 turnover in the first half, 3 in the second. So we didn't make any careless mistakes. When guys come in at the end of the game for the last quarter, maybe trying to make passes that are spectacular or trying to impress, we did that minimally, and we came away with a nice, sound victory.
Well, for Doug Growley, our media production crew here tonight, for Dan Shields, I'm Paul Fritchner saying so long and thank you for listening to tonight's broadcast on the Colonel Athletic Network. Holy Cross falls to 1-4 on the season. Covington Catholic improves to 3-3. The Colonels win it 87-40 over Holy Cross. Once again, thanks for listening, everybody. I'll be back with you on Friday night against New Calf. Dan,
We won't see each other till after the New Year.
it's true. Merry Christmas, Dan.
Merry Christmas, my
Happy
friend.
New Year.
My friend, you know, after NC, we go down to Florida, and you'll be able to pick those games up. I believe there'll be something out on.
Yeah, there should be a streaming service
yeah.
for those games. There have been at least the last couple of years, but Dan and I won't be with you. And yeah, well, you won't hear us, or you won't hear Dan and I until after the New Year. Drew and I will be with you on Friday. Dan,
Yep.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, my friend.
You too, buddy. Good luck. Have a good one.
Well, folks, see you back here on Friday night. Have a great rest of your week.